Alright, everyone, welcome back.
ちぇ、ご苦労様でしただ。そうだ。下で読んでたテキストでわからないところがあったんだ。
あら、そう。時間もあるから教えてあげるわよ。こっちに持ってきなさい。
サンキュー、トサカ。じゃあ、いつもの指導、よろしくお願いします。
Oh, that ends the thing? Okay, call it a day. Streets. Bridge. Nothing. Afternoon. Nothing. Night. Never anything on the first day. Okay, how about afternoon? Wow, nothing on this on the second day either. Call it a day. Again, nothing, really? Imagine there's nothing on the fourth day, the last day. There it is, outskirts. Ilya. I want to hear the truth from her. In a place like this, nobody will interfere. Even waves of the reopened Holy Grail War will not reach this castle. Ilya is nowhere in sight. Somehow, I get the feeling that she's waiting at the courtyard. Shall I call out to her or should I go there? Alright, then we talk about the Holy Grail. This will be the last piece upon the ground. Avenger said, go to the Heaven's Cup. Einstein's secret artifact, the third sorcery or Heaven's Feel. The Girl of Winter, who bears their name, should have known all the tricks behind this from the start. Oh, the glitch. Passing through the long hallway, I exit the courtyard. The sky above the castle is always cloudy, no matter what kind of grail it is. Perhaps it simply couldn't invade this castle owned by the true Holy Grail.
Ilias Field.
I call out to her. Out of unease and resignation, I'm lacking emotion now. There's no reply. I lift up my foot to walk a little closer.
大丈夫。聞こえてるから、そこにいて。こんにちは、シロ。わざわざ会いに来てくれたの？
My foot stops. Seems like this will end pretty quickly.
野暮用があって会いに来た。少し話を聞きたいんだが。
シロから誘いに来るなんて珍しいね。それでどんな話かしら。できれば明るい話にしてほしいけど。せっかくのパーティーなんだもの。どうせなら楽しまなくっちゃもったいないでしょ。
それは同感。で、やっぱり知ってたんだ、イリアは。
Of course she did. She's Ilya.
なんとなくね。けど、シローが知ったらやめちゃうだろうから、できるだけここには来てほしくなかったの。私も続けられるのならいつまでも続けていたいから。
Ah, so that's why she didn't want me to do anything in this castle. That interference was Ilya's form of resistance.
その割には趣味に走りすぎてたような。
だって最後にはやってきちゃうんだもの。なら全部まとめて楽しくやろうかなって決めたんだ。
Everything's in order, huh? Even though she had known it all from the beginning, this girl still played along. She waited in this castle without bringing down or blaming the real culprit.
イリア、天の杯ってのは何なんだ？それが聖杯戦争を再現してる聖杯なんだな。
せっかちね。いきなり本題。けどまあ今までじらされたんだものね。行儀の悪さは多めに見てあげる。いい？冬季の聖杯戦争のご褒美だった聖杯は聖杯の名を借りた魔力の渦でしかなかった。その有り余る力で持ち主の願いを抗議的に見て叶えるだけ。けど今回の聖杯は違うわ。大した力はないくせに自分のできる範囲で持ち主の願いを叶えようとするちっちゃいけど本物の聖杯なの。もう言うまでもないことだけど、その正体はサーバント。3回目の聖杯戦争で召喚されて聖杯に取り込まれて聖杯の力で人間の願いを叶える悪魔に成長した誰かさんなのでした。
Demon that grants people's wishes is a misnomer. To be precise, he grew into a demon that people wished for.
けどその悪魔の名前は口にしない。天の杯というのはその悪魔の契約書みたいなものなんでしょうね。そこは始まりの地点。悪魔が大事にしている契約者がいる場所じゃないかしら。
そこに聖杯があるってことか。それはどこだ？
この町で一番高いところ。5回目の聖杯戦争にいなかった人はそこから地上に落ちてくるのね。何もかも逆さまなの。ヘブンズフィールじゃなくてヘブンズフォールなんだから。
The highest point in this city. That's not the central building, but rather...
無茶な話だ。どうすれば行けるんだよ、あんなところに。
ああ、そっか。普通は行けないよね、あんな場所。仕方ないか。ねえ、シローはこの聖杯戦争をどう思ってる？
どうも何も。これは作り物だ。偽りの4日間だろ。
じゃあ4日間が過ぎたらみんな消えてしまう？
あ、いや、それは。
It's not that everyone disappears. Only the events of these 4 days disappear. They're just illusions that took place in the fake world. No memory nor trace remains.
ええ、その通りよ。作り物の世界って言ったけど本当は違うの。舞台は偽物でもそこにいる人はみんな本物なんだもの。例えばリンね。役どころが変わったところで何をしようとリンはリンであることに違いはない。この世界にいる作り物にその人はこの町にいる誰かの殻をかぶってこの世界で聖杯戦争を再現している。契約者の望む通り聖杯戦争を続けるために自分の知らなかった5回目の戦いを体験しているのね。
It's amazing how informed she is, too. Come to think of it, so that's why the Earth and the Heavens Cup don't overlap. Using the participants of the 5th war, she continues to fight using the script of the 3rd. But sometimes, the faker screws up, and the 3rd and 5th become connected. The 2 wars aren't linked. Her war and ours were 2 different things from the beginning.
4日間が終わったらみんな元に戻るわ。あるべきものはあるべき形に変える。 この4日間そのものがなかったことになるでしょうね。けどその人だけは4日間と一緒に消えてしまう。5日目に待つ現実にはいけないの。剥離された名前と同じように世界の記憶にすら残らない。
That's right. After all, they are never in this town to begin with.
けどさ、偽物ってことは元になった本物がいるだろう。その本物はどうなるんだ？
偽物と入れ替わるわ。何事もなかったようにね。
Is that so? So when the fake disappears and the impurity is removed, the real one remains.
なるほど。けどなんだ、おかしな言い回しなんだが、その偽物はやっぱり偽物なんだろうか。どんなに本物そっくりでも本物でない限りそいつの行動は。
ううん、その人は偽物だけど紛れもない本物なの。複製とか同一存在でもない。その人はこの4日間だけ本物になっただけなんだから。
I don't really understand. It's not the theory I don't understand, but why this girl is smiling at me like this? Just from that smile.
そっか。じゃあその行動は自然なものだったんだ。
Having resigned myself until now, I sigh with relief.
ええ、殻をかぶったって言ったけど、その人はもともと形のない無なの。無は何者にもなれないし、何かを真似ることもできない。だからその人が誰かの体で形を得るとしてもどうしようもないほど無のままなのよ。
I also like how she's talking to him like it's like he's nothing, but he's still. It's a weird thing to explain, but it's like I like how she's talking to him knowing who he really is, rather than the shell he's using.
誰かに憑依、いえ同化したとしても持ち主に何の影響も与えられない。
Oh, that's interesting.
だからその人は偽物だけど、その行動は紛れもない本物だった。
It all makes sense now. It may have been fake, but everything that happened there was real. But how do I put this?
けどそいつには自分の意志があるみたいなんだけど。
それは無の意志じゃないわ。意志のある形に同化したことで、それが自分の意志なんだと錯覚しているだけなのよ。
I understand now. To put it figuratively, if he disguises himself as a kind-hearted person, all he can do is think like one. The servant called Avenger isn't something split off from all the evil in the world. That personality is nothing more than a fabrication, created using the person possessed by the nothing as a sample.
じゃあそいつは。
He wasn't even a fake in the first place. He simply didn't exist.
いいえ、私が認めてあげる。あなたはあなたよ、アンニマユ。あなたはすぐに忘れてしまうだろうけど、私は最後まで覚えているわ。あなたが自分の意志でこの願いを終わらせようとしたことを。
Maybe this is karma. A descendant of the ones who summoned me is releasing and helping me.
ここはいずれ全ての結末が出揃ってしまう世界。どんなに作り込んだ箱庭だろうと、いつかは全てを知ってしまう。破綻は見えている。続けたいのなら行動してはいけない。必要最低限のシーンだけ繰り返して未知の出来事を残しておかないと冷めてしまう。未来があるということ、それ自体がこの世界を動かす原動力だったから。でもあなたたちにはそれはできなかった。
That's right. The two of us couldn't do that. The real one, who sought a better outcome due to his natural warped personality. The fake one, who wanted to see new things just because he found it fun. that is the main character in this miniature garden.
私にしてあげられるのはこれくらい。今まで観測者に過ぎなかったあなたがこれで人に認識してもらえたわ。あとは簡単。あなたが忘れても私が覚えているんだもの。あなたはあなたとしてあの月に登れるわ。
ようやくここに至ったか。
It's as Ilias Veal says, I don't have any means by which to get to the moon. The only ones who can reach the Holy Grail are Avenger's real form, which was there from the beginning, and Bazette, who formed the contract with him. I finished what had to be done. I'll have to part with Ilya before my fever returns.
楽しかった？
ああ、ありがとう、イリア。
Not for what she did now, but for enjoying herself for my sake, even as she knew everything.
どういたしまして。奇跡のバーゲンセールだもの。これくらいやらなくっちゃ損だと思うわ。
There's no lie in her smiling face. The joy in it is overshadowed by how dazzling it is.
ねえ、もうすぐ終わりなの？
I avert my eyes from Ilya.
そうだ。これでまた一つ輝きを失った。
Suddenly I'm wrapped in something warm, and when I realize it's someone's body,
工場なんだから。一度くらい泣いていいんだよ。
the feelings I have frozen with so much effort are about to melt.
なんでさ、泣くようなことは一つもないだろ。日常は続いていく。何も失われるものはない。
It's only a matter of something that didn't exist in the first place returning to its state of non-existence. A return to the cosmic order. I leave the courtyard for a brief moment. I get just a little dizzy, and my memory of the events just moments ago becomes fuzzy and disordered.
ありがとう。また遊びに来てね、シロー。
Rather than waving at me, Ilya gives me a gentle farewell instead. Still perplexed at my sudden memory loss, I wave at her and say goodbye. I'm unclear as to what we talked about, but our farewell is vivid. I mean, she was such a lovely smile on her face. Whatever happened in this short time, I'm sure it must have been something that made Ilya very happy. Wow, that's a little sad too. Arrived. The fortnights come to an end. Free action at night, street patrol the last choice. Go out for a walk. To the Black Holy Grail. The curtains fall. The buzzer signaling the end of the performance sounds, and the whole residence is sinking into a deep darkness. Into a sleep so deep, none would revive and awaken before the 5th day. Without anyone to bid farewell to, nor any luggage to bring home, I depart, leaving the many doorways behind me, as I always have. The date will change soon. On the night of the 4th day, the Black Moon comes to do away with me, the only survivor. That's the foundation I'm going to destroy. I continue on, stifling the screams. This is the tower that I will reach the hollow sky from. Since I already know what my true identity is, the path should appear here. The date changes. The atmosphere goes stagnant. Time becomes vague. Even my body itself starts to undergo a strange transformation. My chest is hot. I don't know if it's because of my quickening breaths, but this one heartbeat is no longer enough. That's so weird. Leaving the screams behind, I continue. Just as I thought. This is the bottom of this world. From the point where it begins, extends a black thread. Within slumbering town, red lamps flicker to light. Mixed in with the fierce wind are. Now is the promised time. The voices I'm already accustomed to hearing, the voices of resentment that used to be a part of me. A sound causes me to glance downward. It's here. A sea god rises from the mound of wreckage. Horrific feelings of resentment and envy. Those are being emitted from what used to be a part of me. I run to the stairs. I have to hurry before they catch me. I have to run. Run faster. Run faster. What is it that you think your running is going to accomplish? Running. I need to put an end to this wish. My vision begins to fade. It wasn't my vision that was fading. Rather, it was the function of sight that was returning to its original non-existence.
そうだ。終わらせてたまるものか。
That scream inside of me comes to plug up my ears as I crawl up the stairs. So far. So far enough away that I doubt I'll ever reach it. Far enough away that I don't even have the will to reach it. They will catch me soon. Covering the tower and burying the steps a swarm of corpses. Gradually, I realize that a choral song has begun to find its way from my lips. Hate, hate, hate. The black moon revolves, and a new me arrives. Ah, I'm so envious. I have failed. I have failed. I have failed. I found you tonight as well. How quickly? In that case, you too fall and become a monster. Bad end. Restart. Heavens feel 5. Exit 5. Okay. Interesting. You know when I heard him scream earlier, I should be thinking of like a demon-esque scream, but all I heard was Ultraman. The one ruling over the bridge. The one guided by the light. The truth about the guards. The last farewell to the guides. Alright, to the streets. Anything here for me to... Oh, hello church again. Are we doing another visit? Okay, she's something that never existed. Not mistaken. Okay. Last time. The heavens are high and the earth is wide, expressing life in song far and wide. The resounding song of joy, and the melody of kindness that overlaps prayer. Her performance doesn't falter even for a moment. The performer, as if welcoming her visitor, smiles for a brief instant. I sit down on the dilapidated pew. In the end, so as to not sink into this kindness, I shut my eyelids. Endless days spent deciding who to hate. The boundless hatred, however, was unable to decisively pick out anyone. That is the fate of the artificially formulated malice. Unable to become the demon they had hoped for, it reflects the image of humans like a mirror. All the evil in the world. What a joke. That's just another name for humanity. Look at the mirror you've created. All of our sins are fabricated by people. Rejoice, child of man. You can reproduce any evil. The malice is not what frightens us. What we continue to fear is the weakness of ourselves who enshrined it. Feeling joy in throwing rocks. Numbing the feelings, paralyzing morality, and becoming something ugly. In this cruel world, we cannot live without hate. We will remain uncured for all eternity. Looking into ourselves, we seek a pack of repulsive carnivores. Our teeth bite and shred anything that comes in, as if no different from a tank of monsters. If anybody looked into the depths of themselves, they would vomit at the filthiness of living. And yet, the world is overflowing with beautiful things. Humans are overflowing with beautiful things. It's a balance, right? Who could deny that? Creatures simply of filth defying their original purpose by continuing to suffer. A silent anguish, a contradictory contrivance of possessing both good and evil. The grating of gears becomes sparks that bloom and die. A small last hope, unreliable though it may be, that continues turning the dark night. In this nothingness, to me, it was dazzling. What a misunderstanding. A self-righteous utopia. What's ugly is simply ugly. The only beings who manage to find beauty in ugliness are humans. And even that sentiment is washed away in the blink of an eye. But that's enough for me. If the radiance only lasts a moment, that is enough. In the midst of this eternally existing evil, if I could embrace emotion, even if it was false, then that light was real. That's right. Since antiquity, people have thought of the concept of stars as something they can depend on. I too reach out my hand for all eternity and continue to gaze at that eternally elusive moment. Along with this glitch. That's why, at the very least, while I'm still human, I'd like to do something human. I didn't leave anything. In this false void in which I could save nobody. I almost said anybody. I wish for some sort of meaning. I felt that it was beautiful. That's right. You are correct, Emiyashiro. Even if the sinfulness of your mistakes and sentimentality sears my eyes, I too wanted to yearn for something that I felt was beautiful, just as you do. I just wanted to try yearning for it. And the church is no longer a church. There is a curtain of stars in the sky. The long musical performance ends, and the dry sound rings throughout the ruins. Crack, crack, crack. It isn't the sound of a fire crackling. The dry sound is coming from my hands. In short, I'm clapping for some reason. And while I clap, the woman before me stands up. Instead of the usual sour look on her face,
よかった。ご清聴感謝します。
for the first time she puts on a feminine smile, one meant to bid farewell, no doubt. Seriously? She's always been standing there like she wanted something, and yet something so trivial was enough? So even a whim like this can make people smile, huh? I'm beat. Guess the one who needed the ability to read the mood was me all along.
よ今日のは随分と長かったな。もうすっかり夜だけど体は大丈夫か？
Oh, he's not using his voice now.
はい。今はあなたの心が穏やかですから。距離を保っていれば問題はありません。
そうじゃねえよ。何時間もペダル踏んでたんだ。単純に疲れてないかって話。
あ、はい。体の疲れはありません。お望みでしたら一日中でも続けられますが。
へえ、そりゃすごい。すごいけど遠慮しとく。さすがにそこまで暇じゃない。
The few hour-long performance left me immersed in my juvenile sentimentality. If I listened to this for 24 hours straight, I would surely regress to childhood.
しかし、なんだな。ものの見事に廃墟だな、ここ。
I look around the chapel. It's the only run-down place in the brilliant, prosperous city of Fuyuki. Among the all-inclusive cast, there is but a single person missing. Kotomi Nakire. He is the only one not included in this reproduction. because in the Fifth Holy Grail War, that man surviving until the end was not a possibility included in any of the outcomes. On surviving the Fourth War, he was promised certain death in the fifth one. The girl before me took advantage of that to intervene in the reproduction. Kutamina isn't here, but the role of the Holy Grail was supervisor remains. That is how Karen Hortensia slipped into the vacant spot.